Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlie, and welcome to Prison Tycoon under new management. This is our actual series. You guys voted for the swamp, which I am delighted to share because each one of these facilities, each one of these locations has their own soundtrack and things, and their own atmosphere and stuff. And I've heard all the soundtracks. The swamp one's my favorite. Okay. It's got a very Halloween-y vibe, and I really do like it. So we're going to get into this. If you haven't seen this game before, there is a previous video. I've linked it in the description. I'm not going to make you watch it to understand things, but it's there. It walks you through things. This is a prison management game, but it's presented in a little bit of a lighter tone, I want to say, than something like Prison Architect is, in the sense that it almost adopts sort of a two-point hospital sort of feel to it. If you've played that game before, you'll be very accustomed to the controls and sort of the graphical style and things. A bit of a limitation on control in this game, but I'm hoping that it will get developed and ironed out as they go. This is this version that we're playing here today. Okay, let's go ahead and new game. Again, you voted for the swamp, so very nice. A cursed swamp. Are you sure you want to be opening a prison here? Well, anyway, if you decide to do it, you will enjoy a cheaper water supply. So that's a pro. This location, you get cheaper water. However, the downside is that this place makes people sick more easily. So we're going to have to keep up on our medicine. And the food is expensive because the delivery service does not dare to come here. So you get much more expensive food if you need to buy it. So we need to make sure on this map anyway, we want to make absolutely certain that we're producing enough food on our own and as well as medicine on our own, because medicine is not that big of a deal on our own because we can still bring it in like normal, but we want to produce everything we can on our own, but food especially because it's more expensive. All right, let's play, and I'm going to call this one, I don't know, drain it. We're going to drain the swamp. That's what they say anyway. All right, here we are. In the swamp. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of the important memos here. Let's go ahead and pause the game really quick. So here's our little place. It's pretty small. We're gonna start with an upgrade. Let's go ahead and buy this tile. Yeah, we gotta make it bigger. All right, I'm so glad you guys chose the swamp. This is gonna be fun. So even though, by the way, even though it's raining and the terrain and everything is all all muddy and swampy and watery and stuff, you still have to water your plants just as much as any other place. It is what it is. Hey, it's the plane. Oh, we can only see the shadow this time. I don't know where the plane is. Oh, there it is. Got it. Ooh, that one's got red wings. Okay. So I'm going to pause it really quick. We have $79,250 after purchasing the land. Now, I was a little bit wrong about how I presented the resources and stuff on the last video, so I'm going to clarify it. The resources at the top: power, water, food, medicines. These are consumables. Think of it like any resource that you might have in some other grand strategy games like Civilization, for example, where you have lots of other types of resources. They're consumables, okay? Survive in the aftermath, whatever. So think of it like you have this infinite storage tank somewhere, and you can just have this. Your prison will consume these resources. As long as you are producing more than you're consuming, you get to keep a high positive balance on these. If anything drops to zero, you start to run into problems. Of course, power being the biggest problem since you're trying to keep a secure facility. Food is going to be a big issue here. We're only going to start with 262. Prisoners are going to consume that when you have to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and build our first facility. I'm actually going to build the cells near the back. And I'll go through that later as to why, but the idea being that most of their facilities are going to kind of go around them. So I'm going to start back here with this. Create the prison, and we're going to go as big as we can, all the way about like this. And then I want to have cells on both sides. Now, we can always expand this too, so it might be beneficial for us to start small and let's expand it. But let's try that too. So originally, I want the building to be about, I think, this big. Yes, this big, 48 by 20. So instead of making it this big right now, let's start by making it just this big. And we'll plan on all of that being prison cell later too, okay? We're gonna set the door on this side, and then, so I'm gonna go through power. There's a strategy to power here, but for the time being, we're just gonna let it go as is. And I'm gonna bring it right about to here, and then all the way down for this first little bit here. Okay. So I'll talk more about there's a trick with power, and you can save a little bit of money when you don't need to use it. The automatic build this power thing will always default to putting you in the center of the room, but you do not need to touch the center of the room. In fact, you can do it with just one tile into the room will power the entire room. So keep that in mind, unless there's a specific item that's drawing the power. So we need to create our cells first. I'm gonna start with 2. Same build we had in the previous video. I think it's a pretty effective build. I think it works. And we're gonna go straight across. Ooh, yeah, I should have done this a little bit differently. Yeah, I should have done this from the cell instead. So this is a little bit of a waste here. We'll make it work, but that's a little bit of a waste for me. It is what it is. Strategy to power, right, is what I said. We're gonna take and create, nope, not create building. I want to make another cell right here and just right there. I keep rotating the toilet when I don't need to. Let's make one more. They're not going to come in this fast. We're only going to need 2 cells in the first day, but I'm still going to put in 3 here. And then now we have to connect it to power since I made a goof. Now I'm wondering, can I delete the power? Can I delete it at all, I wonder? 0, 0. It doesn't look like it's going to let me do that. That's really unfortunate. Well, anyway, we're just going to touch the cell, and that will power the cell. And then the future power lines, we're going to do a lot better than that. Okay, so imagining that our cell block is this big, we need to add some facilities for these guys to use once they get here. And we're going to start with therapy. Therapy rooms are really important, but they're also very expensive because they require staff ongoing. Well, you had to make the room. We have to make the building first. So again, we're imagining that this building goes all the way over to here. So with that being said, let's make 1, and we're gonna go about, I think, this big. Yeah, 5 is 20 by 20. Yeah, let's start 20. I kind of want to go bigger than this because I'm gonna need lots of therapy rooms probably, but I can always expand. That's the thing about this. You can always make it bigger. So I'm gonna start here, I think. And then we're gonna put the door on this side in the middle. Okay, now for this, we don't need to start in the middle, right? There's no reason to do that. Now, if we're gonna make rooms over here, then for sure that's probably fine. And that's what we're gonna end up doing anyway. So fine, the middle works for this room. But I just wanted to show you, you don't have to start from the middle, because if you start from the middle, it's gonna cost you $100 just to get to the edge, okay? Don't have to do that. So instead, what we're gonna do, whoa, what in the world did that snap to? Instead, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna touch the edge right here. We're just gonna go in, I'm gonna go in on this side, I think, and just touch the corner, okay? Now, in this case, it's gonna cost me 90 to get there, but I'm just demonstrating that you can just touch one tile in the building and the whole thing is powered, okay? Because later on, that type of thing is gonna be also coming in handy. All right, so what we're gonna do, right, so there's prisoners arriving. What I'd like to do is set up our first therapy room. These are minimum 8 by 8, but I'm actually gonna make the first one 8 by 12. And you'll see why in a little bit. And then the first door will be here. Okay, we need a desk. And it's gonna be here, and then we need chairs. Now, these chairs are for, of course, treating your patients in this particular example. However, cool thing about this is that these chairs, well, actually, I have to hook it up to power now, don't I? So we are gonna, like I said, for this, it makes sense to do the middle of the room because you're gonna do, more offices and stuff over there. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna go, I guess, straight like this. Okay. But important thing about this, you may not know, is that you can actually treat multiple patients at once in here. So this is not like a one-to-one thing. You can add another one of these, for example, and treat somebody else, as long as you have the room to do so, which is a little bit interesting here. Let's adjust this like this, and then like that. Okay, so I have 2 desks, or two of these with this desk, and then we can probably fit one more in here and then another one on this side, hopefully. So we can probably, I think anyway, maybe treat up to 5 people in here, 4 people in here. We'll see. We're gonna need a therapist to do that, and we will hire a guard and a therapist for this. So first guard, I'm looking for somewhat good efficiency, but I'm also looking for really cheap pricing. So this one's at $462. Anybody lower than that, 455, and pretty good efficiency at 455 as well. I think you're hired. Now, these guards, this circle, this yellow circle, this is where they're gonna patrol. So this is not like a guard that's gonna go everywhere, right? They're gonna patrol the area you put them in. So in this case, this guard is gonna stay right around here. I want her to be right about here, let's say. So she covers this little exit. There's a little entrance area, okay? Next, we've got a prisoner coming in. Here he is, our first dude. His name is Naim. He enjoys listening to classical music while driving and often forgets to slow down. He's very nervous and agitated and ignores the guards. Let's make sure we contain this ardent personality. Yikes. So he's a sociopath. Great. That's exactly what I needed. We're going to drag him and assign him to a cell. There. Okay. Now, he's not going to listen to guards. That sucks. But we're also going to need to assign him to therapy. So we're going to also drag him into the therapy room here. And let's also hire a staff to help out with that. So a therapist, we want someone really efficient, right? Even if we have to pay more for it. 332 is pretty cheap though. It's not the cheapest. Actually, Markel here is probably the cheapest. 292. Wow. That's pretty cheap. Let's hire him. Put him in here.
Hello.
All right, so he's gonna do the whole therapy thing with this guy and try to cure him of his sociopathness. This disorder is pretty serious. The bar is up here. It needs to get to all the way down for him to be cured. And if he gets cured that way, I suppose, or if he gets, what's the actual term? I'm drawing a brain fart right now, man. You know what? It's fine. If he gets cured. We're gonna go with cured. I know the word. My brain is totally not working right now. Then we get a bonus for that. So that's good. So the next thing we're going to need for this prisoner, he needs therapy, but he's also going to need other basic things like a place to eat and visitation and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to make another building over here, and I'm tempted to kind of come in a little bit more, almost like not level with this wall, but like right there. To use this space for other things, but I don't think so. I think by the time I want to use this space for what I want to use it for, most likely we'll have this land anyway, and then it won't matter. So never mind. We're just going to use building right here. And I'm trying to space this out. How big do I need it? Got to watch our funds, but I'm thinking visitation. So that area will probably be, let's say, probably that 3x3 area. I guess. So it'd end up being 12 by 12. I might be able to get away with visitation being this big for a while. But I think eventually I'm going to want it to be this big. Let's go ahead and... I'd like to know, how big do some of these rooms need to be? I haven't really looked at this yet. If I needed a staff room, for example, this needs to be 8 by 8. And I do apologize for the text being very small. Unless I play this at very low resolutions, it will not be big enough. It won't be big enough for me. I hope that they add UI scaling in the very near future so that I can get this bigger for you. In the meantime, if there's anything important, I will read it off. Staff rooms need to be 8 by 8, right? I'm looking for the kitchen, but I don't think I have access to that yet. Infirmary needs to be 8 by 8. Dining needs to be 12 by 12. Okay, so there are some rooms that are required to be three tall. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna go about like this, and we'll go about this far. We can always expand, and that's a very important thing. We can always make this bigger. So I'm gonna go about like, where's that relative to the other office? Yeah, we're gonna go about like this, I think. Yeah, yeah, about like this. All right. So then we're going to have a door. We're having a couple of doors on this, but for now, the first door we're going to place is right here on the edge. And we're going to hook it up to power. Now, we don't need to go here, right? This is 110 to hook it up, but I really only need to tile 3. The thing is, though, I'm going to have rooms through here anyway. So it's for now, I'm just going to do this. But as you'll see demonstrated later, you don't need to do that. All right, so I'm going to say dining room first. And why don't we add the dining room kind of closer to the prisoners, I think. So probably over here, like this. We'll add the door in the middle. Yeah, in the middle. And then we're going to add the place where they eat They can just go over there and get that. We're going to add the tables where they can sit to eat and a place for their trays when they're done. And then we need to hook this to power as well. So instead of going like this, we're going to hit exit, and then we're going to go just a hair into the room and save a bunch of money. New prestige level. You've reached level, well, that would be level 2. You've unlocked the following items: the gym, library, art therapy, reading therapy, virtual reality therapy, sensory deprivation therapy, tabletop games therapy, gardening therapy, polygraph, zero gravity, dancing, and Tesla therapy. Okay, each one of those types of therapies is meant to cure a certain type of condition, or at least something rehabilitate. Oh my God. Why is that word so hard escaping me right now? In any case, if they're rehabilitated, they'll no longer have that problem anymore. That's what we want, and we get a bonus for that. So we need to increase our population to 2. Rehab, it's written right freaking there. 1 prisoner disorder, that's what we're working on right now, and also need to build 1 restroom. Before we do that, I'm gonna save some space for a kitchen right here. And we need a big kitchen, to be honest, because this tile is we're not gonna be able to really get food very well. So we're probably gonna have a 12 by 12 kitchen here. But, so saving room for the kitchen, we'll save room for the showers too. I want an infirmary. And actually, I think I want the infirmary closer to now that I think about it, the infirmary needs to be closer to these guys. So we're gonna click this open space. We're gonna go to actions and then edit. This is gonna let us make this place bigger. And as long as we have something blue to grab a hold of, we can expand this. So I cannot expand it here, right? Unless I go there, then I can. So we're gonna go just a little bit bigger. I think the infirmary is probably good to be this big. Yeah, I don't think we need to make it any bigger than that. So we'll reset the room, and now it's like this. Next is infirmary. We're gonna make that right here. This is where prisoners will go to, get better when they're sick, which they're more likely to get sick here. So we might need to expand this too. That's a possibility. I'll have to keep a space open for that, just in case. Let's put this bed on this side. Can I fit 2 beds in here? Oh, it'd be sweet if I could. I think I might be able to. Hit escape, and we're gonna bring this cable. Yeah, we can just bring it this way. Whatever. It's hooked up to power now. Good. Now this room is gonna need a doctor. I'm not gonna hire one until we have a sick patient, because that's just staff wages I don't have to deal with. And I'm pretty sure they don't get sick on the first day. I don't think they do. So there's that. He's in therapy. It's going down. Now this is not the most effective room to treat his condition. There's more effective therapy types, especially for the sociopaths. Let's take a look really quick and see what those are. If I take therapy rooms, we have a lot available now. So art therapy will be more effective at treating alcoholism, I guess. Reading therapy is going to treat anger. We have virtual reality therapy, which will treat sociopaths. So that's kind of where we want to go with that. But there's also sensory deprivation, which is effective against kleptomaniacs. We have tabletop games therapy, which is effective against compulsive gamblers. Gardening therapy is effective against pyromaniacs. Oh boy, there's going to be pyros. Great. We have polygraph therapy, which is effective against liars. That makes sense. We have zero gravity therapy, which is effective against reckless drivers. I don't know why. Never mind. On the reckless drivers. Dancing therapy is good against hackers, I guess. And Tesla therapy is especially effective against cultists. Wow. Cultists. Tesla therapy. I am insulted. I feel personally attacked. Just kidding. Some of you might know why. Okay, we have a new prisoner. This guy's name is Nikolai. Oh, good. He's a complicated relationship with fire and matches. What's so complicated about this? He was about to get married, and we're going to have to help him come clean. Okay, so he is a compulsive gambler as well. Let's pull him into a cell. And then also assign him to therapy here. Now, this is like an all-around therapy room. It can treat every condition fairly equally, but it doesn't have any specific advantages towards any specific condition. So this room is going to be our primary therapy room that we put anyone in when we don't have specialists for this. Therefore, it's going to be a little bit bigger than the rest of the offices and have more of these chairs. It's also a decent place if somebody has multiple conditions, since, we want to treat them all, not necessarily as fast as we can, because that's expensive. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to add 6 different therapy sessions. It's going to be very expensive. Okay, we need to build a shower, and I kind of wanted the shower to be a bit more central in this block. I think just to get that, I'm going to edit this to be just a tad bit bigger. And for the showers, I'm going to add it to be, I think, here. We're going to go about this. Yeah, we're going to go about this wide for the showers. And we're going to go about there. And we'll add one more for later. This is good for now. It's I think as this expands, as the cell block expands, we'll probably need 4 showers. I'm tempted to think I could have gotten away actually with, I might have been able to get away with this as a much narrower room. We'll see. And then it wants me to build a bathroom. I assume that's for staff, but I don't know that. So we got a guy with food here. Now, as they eat food, if I look up, you're going to notice that we are consuming food, all right? 80 food consumed this month. Every day that passes in game, the day-night cycle, is 1 month. So if you look at a prisoner and they have, I should tell you how much is left, 10 months left in their sentence, that's basically 10 day-night cycles left in their sentence. Okay? But they're also going to consume things every month, and you need to generate things. Speaking of generating, and actually we're not going to do it quite yet because I don't have enough prestige. But we're going to look at prestige too, because as we build more, we add prestige. And some of the things we build are going to add prestige more than others. So let's take a look at that really quick. Well, I wanted to do a staff room, right? Let's do the staff room just for real quick, and I'll show you what that means. So a staff room is going to add 164 prestige. And I think we can get away with it being about this big. So we'll add this here. We're going to add a door there. And then the staff room just needs to have some couches. So we're just going to put a couch there, put a table here, and I'm going to add one more couch because these guys like this. They're going to have a lot of staff probably. Also, this nice work happy poster. Now, the poster doesn't really help your staff at all, but what it does is it adds prestige, 112 prestige for adding the poster. And thus, this costs $450 to add to your prison. We'll put this above the table. Very good. I can also add a window to the walls and stuff if I want to. Again, more prestige for adding things like this. And if I pull over here and I put it in the cells, let's add a window to every cell. 56 prestige for each one. And right now it says we have a little over 12,000 prestige, or rather experience, out of the 17,500 that I need to get to prestige level 3. So I need to earn more experience to do that. We do that by decorations, we do that by expanding, etc. So let's keep going here. I want to do visitation because they like visitation. I also need the infirmary. No, not the infirmary. I need to create drugs, but I can't do that. I also can't do kitchens until I'm level 3 prestige, which means I can't generate my own food yet. I'd like to do that though. So let me get to... Can I do this yet? I need prestige level 3 to do this. We'll look at the generators and the tanks and stuff in a little bit. Let's add... You know what? Let's add some senseless stuff for some prestige, huh? Pavements and paths. I like these. We're going to take this tile path because I like the way it looks. Now, when you enter into this mode, it's going to pause the game. And we're going to take this. And I think we're just going to go straight over to about here. And actually, probably one more over. Look at the big jump that I have to make. It won't let me put it right here. How crazy is that? All right, so we'll make this big jump, and we're gonna bring this path all the way down. Now, it's costing me money to do this, but it's also gaining me prestige. So watch the prestige number. I'll show it to you. So prestige, experience, sorry. So 12,092. Wait. Prestige 11. Did it not add? Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. We're gonna do it anyway. All the way down here. There we go. And 12,092 still. Interesting. Okay, I thought that was adding something, but it doesn't look like it is. We're still going to make our place beautiful, okay? So there, we have a walking path that goes all the way down this way, okay? Prisoners also want a place to work out, and a yard is a great place to do that, or a gym, in this case, is a great place to do that. So we're going to not create building. Instead, we're going to go outdoor gym. And trying to imagine how far down this is going to go for therapy sessions. So I'm going to put the gym, I think, right about here. Now, we don't need to make it super big, okay? Doesn't need to be super big. But we can always expand to it and stuff later is where I'm getting at here. However, I'm still going to do it super big, I think. So let's go... How much is it going to cost? 16,000? Okay, let's pull it back, actually. We'll go 8,000 here instead. And then I'll add a gate here. That's pretty good. Okay. We need a workout bench. We're going to place one of those here. Let's place it over... I need drinking fountains here. So we're going to go, I think, right up next to the gate, probably like this. And then drinking fountains are going to be along this wall here. We're also going to add a couple of these. Now, the reason for that is because as we get more prisoners, they will absolutely use these. And a lot of them use it to the point where they're going to be queued up. And we don't want them to like sit there and queue and not get their needs met. We have to provide for their needs, right? So we're going to do that as well. Now, we're going to notice also some trash on the floor. In this case, an apple core. We can add some trash bins around so that they have a place to throw their stuff away. Presumably, they will listen to that advice and actually do it. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they won't. Let's add some trash bins. Pretty much in every room, you should have some trash bins. Maybe even in the... Nope, not the yard. We're going to add some over here, too. And currently, the door is over here. Most likely, I think we'll have another door on this side as this building gets bigger. But for now, I don't. So we're going to put this by the door, I guess. Right there is fine. And then also, we'll put another one in... over here. So this isn't going... Yeah, it is. Yeah, 1523. It just says it's adding prestige. 75. Maybe I misunderstand how the prestige system works because the path didn't add it directly, but I think other things are. 15234 is what it says. If I add a ficus plant, something like this, it says 15234, right? If I add this, now it says 15309. Yeah, so it does add some. 75 prestige added. And then I want fire extinguishers too. So I want to make sure that we don't burn down. There's people who can light matches. They have a complicated relationship with fire, right? We don't want that. So let's make sure we're also arming ourselves with some fire extinguishers throughout the facility, just so we are absolutely prepared for whatever comes our way. Yep, like this, and probably over here on the corner like that. Okay, good. So I think we're ready with the basics now. We've got our place for them to work out and get their exercise. We've got a therapy room. We've got cells, of course, and I think we just need a bit more personnel. So the first thing I'm going to hire is a maintenance guy, and I'm actually going to hire 2 of them. They're in charge of keeping things spick and span and all tidy and stuff. So let's hire somebody who is really cheap. Eliza, one of those 2. She's the cheapest. Let's put her, I don't know, right over here. And somebody else we could add is another guard. I think another guard would be good. We do get escape attempts. This might have a different tone than Prison Architect, but these guys are still just as, you know, I don't know if I say just as bad, but they'll get into fights. They'll try to escape. We have to be prepared for that. And the way we detect escapes and stuff works very differently in this game. And you are penalized a lot worse for escapes in this game than you are in Prison Architect. For example, in Prison Architect, it's just like, you had an escape today. That's it. That's all it tells you. Somebody escaped. In this game, you're fined like $10,000. It's crazy. So you really don't want escapes. So what we want to do is, I think I'm going to hire Kwame here. Now, remember, this person's patrolling this area. So we're going to have, I guess, another guard probably patrolling this area over here. I can put you in here, but I think I'd like to... we'll put you right here. It's fine. Yeah. You're going to kind of patrol around the yard area. We can see people around here. And a couple of other things we can do here. Basically, the rule of thumb is if we have vision, then we know where they are and they can't escape. But if we lose vision of them, they can hide in places we don't have vision, and then they can escape. So we need to have vision of the whole place, basically, if we can. I'm going to take and add a couple of things. The first is this guard tower. It's an outdoor watchtower that adds visibility to certain places. Now, with these two guards in place, we have pretty good visibility already, but I can increase this a little bit more by just adding one of these guard towers anyway. So I'm going to add one right over here so they can't hide on this side of the property. Right about here. Okay, this has to be hooked up to the power grid, so we will do that. All right, good. Second thing is I'm going to add security cameras. The cameras are for indoors. You can't put them outdoors. So we're going to add a security camera, I think, right here. It allows us to see vision of that door plus the door for therapy. Then I also want a security camera. And each time we add one of these, we're getting prestige too. So we might level up here in a second. I hope we do. Let's watch this door. But also we'll watch whatever rooms are near this door too. So there. And we're going to have another door over on this side at some point. So we'll go about like, say, I think here is probably good. And then I'm not going to bother with this side. This is the infirmary. Plus, they have to come over here near the door anyway. So they have to come to a place where we can see in order to leave, is where I'm getting at. Let's add another door. We're going to line it up with this one. So we'll just go like that. Okay. Okay, that takes care of that. So staff room, place to eat, infirmary. Next would be visitation. And I think for visitation, leisure rooms, is that it? Yeah, visitor center. So we'll have the visitor center be, I think, this big for now. We may have to make it bigger later, but for now it's going to be fine here. And then, of course, hook it up to the grid. Let's cancel that and bring it in just barely. And now we have prestige level 3. I needed this. I needed this for 2 reasons. The first reason is because I want to generate my own power before I run out. And the second reason is because now we get access to the kitchen and cooking, which means we can generate our own food. Very important, as you know. We also get access to the pharmacy, which is good for making our own drugs, and the romantic visit center, as well as the game room. All right, very good. So next thing to do then, now that we have visitation, is I'm going to actually add a window here. The next thing to do is to start generating some resources. So currently, for energy, we are draining 248 this month. As we add more facilities, we'll drain even more, okay? We haven't generated anything. We've only been consuming. Water, we haven't really consumed much because I just put the stuff in place, so they haven't really been able to do that. But when prisoners start to use the drinking fountains, they will consume water. When we start to do a lot of other activities later, we will consume water. And then there's food, of course, which we consumed 80 of today. So let's adjust the power thing really quick because it's kind of passive. I'm going to go into resource production, and I got the access now to this big generator. Now, this generator costs twice as much as this one, but it produces more than double the power, and it also gives us twice the prestige. So net positive, it's better to have one of these than 2 of these. So we're going to add the one of these. And I'm going to put this as far over here as possible so it's out of the way. But then I have to connect it to the power grid anyway. There's the grid right here, so we'll hook it up there. In the future, when I add additional generators, they'll be placed on top of that grid line, and I won't have to do any more lines, so that's nice. So that takes care of power generation, at least for the time being. This will generate power for us, and it just did 20. So already we're kind of trying to offset our usage a little bit. Next is the water. Now, water's pretty cheap around here, but we're still going to be using it, and I'd rather not pay for it. So once again, water deposit. We're going to go ahead and get one of these big ones. Actually, the big ones won't fit in this area, so instead I'll use the little one. Let me just double check the stats on this. So it does, yeah, it's about the same thing. It's going to use, it costs, it's still better to have one of these, but I probably should just do it, right? So maybe we have the water tank be here. It's $10,000. I don't know about that, guys. I might just buy the water. Because buying water is cheaper here, right? So if I look at the resources tab here, you can see the 4 resources we have to keep track of. Energy, water, food, and medicines. If I want to buy water, I can buy 100 water for 13.50, or I can buy 620 water for 37.20, right? And these are various different companies that we can work with to do that. So this 37.20 is gonna net me 620 water, right? Now, if I want to pay $5,000 for a tank, where is it? Resource production. If I want to pay $5,000 for this, then I only generate 4 every hour. It will take me several days to generate the same amount of water with this $5,000 as the instant water that I get from paying $37.50. But the difference is this keeps going even after that break-even point. So it's still a good investment, even if it's cheaper on this tile or on this location. I just really wish that this would fit in here. That's where I really wanted to put it. I guess we will make do with that, and it looks like it will fit right here at least, so I'll place it here. I just want to make sure we never run out of water or power, and that's kind of what this is all about. So with 25,906 left, I would like to get going with a kitchen next. So right here, I made a staff room, and then this is the canteen. I'm thinking I don't want the staff room here anymore. I'd like to move the staff room over here, or maybe just have it be over here in like a different area. So what I can do, I can't move rooms, and I really wish I could just pick this whole room up and move it, because that would be so good, but I can't do that, unfortunately. At least it doesn't appear, though. I'm like clicking different hotkey combinations and stuff, and it doesn't work. So what I can do, though, is go to actions and sell. Now, I don't get a full refund for everything at all, but as long as it's an inexpensive room, and this room isn't that expensive, I could just go ahead and demolish it and take it out. And I think I'm going to, because I'd rather have something else here. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this just to demonstrate that. So this room goes away, and I earn money that way. So next, I'm going to, I didn't make back what I spent, but I got something back. We're going to go to a kitchen instead. I'd rather have a kitchen here. And we're going to go to rooms, essentials. Nope. It's going to be in resource production and kitchen. Kitchen's expensive, but I'm hoping we generate a lot of stuff with this. So let's add the door, and then we're going to go in here, and we're going to have a cooker. I might do 2 cookers because we really got to push food. So I might do 2 cookers here, which means I also need 2 staff, I think. The cooker does 12 food an hour. Sorry, no, it consumes 12 power an hour, and it generates 5 food an hour. If we can get our prestige up a little higher, we start getting to things that generate a lot more food. Namely this, it's a $6,000 cooker, but it generates a lot more food. Like 30 food an hour instead of 5, so it's much better. That being said, though, we're gonna need to hustle on food. I don't have to take more prisoners either, though. I can always tell the game not to bring more prisoners, and that would kind of control my food consumption a little bit. But I would like to get a kitchen staff working as soon as possible, start generating more food as soon as possible. So let's get somebody who's super effective. Khaled? Do we want Khaled? 473. How much do you... I think that's pretty much the cheapest one, isn't he? 473. 453 here, but he's not very efficient. We're going to go with Khaled. There you go, buddy. Start generating stuff. All right. Now, the next thing is I need the staff. I still need that staff room. So we're going to have to build a building. $21,000 left. We're running low on fumes. We're running on fumes here. That's what I mean to say. So let's go just a little bit off of the sidewalk. And we're going to go, I think, out to about here. Nope, right about here. And I think we'll go... more advanced facilities here. I can only expand this one more if I do it this way. I'd like to be able to fit another room in that other building if necessary. So why don't I go... To be honest, I feel like it might be a waste if I don't do this, but I might just expand this whole thing up instead. With one big long building that has all this stuff in it with a big hallway. Maybe that's just a better call. But I want a walk. The thing is, I want a walkway. I want a walkway through here when I open up these other places. Look at this. Whoa, what is going on in here? It looks pretty wicked, man. This is like something you'd see in The Witcher. No? Ever played that game? Who hasn't by now, right? I guess we're just gonna go. I'm just gonna do it. So the cells will go this way. We're gonna need another cell actually. Tomorrow we're gonna take 2, possibly 3 additional prisoners. So I'm gonna do this first so I don't run out of money. Yeah, I shouldn't have had to do this. That's my bad. On that line running across this way is totally my bad. Let's make 1 more cell just to make sure we have what it takes for this. And then we're just gonna run that up like that. Okay, and then the windows too. I want to have a window in. I want to have a window in every cell, just to give them something to look out the window with. Okay, therapy's good for now. Staff room, that's what I'm up for. Maybe we put it over here, right next to the yard. Will it let me build a building here though? I already have the tower outside though. What a waste. I guess I could always move the tower. I don't want it attached to the therapy center, and this is going to be a cell block, so it has to either be here or like either a separate building here or an extension of here. And I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to make it a separate building here. I'm going to go this big with it. I might regret this. I'm going to go this big with it, and we're going to make a door. Let's say, I don't know, here. Okay, we'll connect this up to power, and we're going to have 2 rooms here. So probably we'll go to the middle of this place anyway. And then the network can be expanded to here. That should probably cover both of the rooms I'm going to make, actually. So for this, we want a staff room. Wrong button, right here. We'll put the staff room on this side like this. And yeah, because I'm moving it, right? The same thing I just tore down. We're going to put this here. And then... this soundtrack is cool, man. Whoever says they don't like this, you're weird. Soundtrack is awesome. Let's add a little bit more prestige by giving them this heroic poster. As they leave the staff room, they will be inspired for heroism. Right there. All right. And then on this side here, we're going to set up the, I think the pharmacy. I think I want the pharmacy here. I was going to do like more like fun stuff for the prisoners in this area, like leisure stuff, but I'm thinking pharmacy now, probably. I don't know. We'll see. Here's my my monthly report, our first monthly report. Looks like we purchased 83 objects. Nice. We actually generated a little bit of food at the end there. Good. Same thing with power. And we generated 100 water. Nice. So we should be great on water for quite a while. And if I can earn enough money to buy another generator, we'll definitely be good on power. But the more I add, the more power I'm going to consume. And remember, I don't want to hit 0 because then my entire grid shuts off, and I don't want to do that. So I think it might be worth investing in it right now just to make sure. I already have more cells. I've got enough therapy sessions. I got the yard already in place. I can hire staff. I think I'm going to, just to make sure I don't run out. We're going to add another generator right in front of this one. And that's going to be way more power than we need for the foreseeable future, which is great. So I don't have to worry about power. I don't have to worry about water. At least I don't think I do. I could be very wrong. Let's find out. Now, food-wise, today I think we're fine. But it depends on whether or not they send me 2 or 3 new prisoners today. And if they send me 3 and possibly even 4... basically, if I end up with not having enough cells in this block, I think I'm maybe be in a little bit of trouble with. Yeah, I'll be in a little bit of trouble with food. So we need to rehabilitate 1 disorder. That'll give us $4,000. That's pretty nice. As we hit new milestones, we keep getting paid more money. So let's take a look at those really quick. These are grants. All of these are active. We don't have to click them and activate them at a time. They're all active. You're just tracking 3 of them at a time. And it doesn't look like you can actually choose which ones to track, which is a little bit of a downer, but sure. Unless I can like click certain things and track certain ones, it'd be nice. Like these little check marks are not things you can click. They get checked when you complete them. So for example, reaching prestige level 4, we're 3 out of 4 done on that. Great. Place 15 outdoor objects. We get paid $5,000 for that. Ooh, let's do that. So I can gain prestige for doing that too. So how about we take, how about these trees. I like it. Let's have some trees. I don't know. Like that's gonna require me to have a gardener, and that's extra wages. And I don't know if we're good on that right now. We are not profitable yet, but once we get one more prisoner, we will be. Mostly because I just did the infrastructure for more than the prisoners that we have right now. We can do an outdoor trash bin too. This will hopefully get them to throw their trash away out here instead. So why don't we place this? Well, it's gonna have to be in front of the door, at least I thought, but it doesn't look like it's... I guess it's gotta be real, like right up next to this. Oh, lame. I can't put it up against the door? Or up against the wall? It's lame. We'll place it here instead. And then...
Morning, everyone. Time to work.
Place a path there. We can place a path right here. And then I'm gonna go... I would go all the way this way, but... Actually, I don't want to right now. That's the reason I don't want to right now. So we have all this, and I think that's it for paths. Outdoor objects. These don't count as outdoor objects, but what does count as outdoor objects are like benches and trees and other things like that. So if I use a fruit tree, it's $600, but it gives me 150 prestige. Nice. So let's put a fruit tree in, maybe right next to this. This looks nice, doesn't it? Right next to the store. I like it. Now this is going to consume water, and we're going to need a gardener to make sure we're taking care of it. So if I'm going to add any more plants around here, and I might, just for the prestige, I'm going to need that. Even though it's raining outside, you still need to water it. Yeah, a little bit weird, but hey, this is just a theme for the map. It's not going to make it any easier for you on objects like that. Before I spend all my cash, I need to assess security really quick, just to make sure I'm covering my bases here. And it looks like I'm fine, but this little hallway could use a little bit. I don't think they're going to really escape, though, out this way. I'm going to put a camera like this. That will at least watch this door, as well as these cells. And I think... the last thing to do is I want to do the pharmacy, of course, to make drugs. Nobody's sick yet, though. Maybe holding off on that is a better idea, because medical staff and stuff is expensive. Let's wait just a little bit longer and see about what kind of prisoners are going to roll up here on the swamp. There should be a bus coming any bit now. I would think anyway. There would be a bus coming very soon. We've got lots of water, way overkill on water, and we're actually generating a good amount of food right now. Good. Thank you, kitchen staff, for doing that. And I think we're set. Just for a little bit, I think we're set. I would like to see us get that rehabilitation done. Both of these guys are in the same rehab office. They both have, like, pretty specialized disorders. So, like, we're not getting the most effective treatment with this one person. Also, this desk looks very swampy. It says it's in decent condition, but it looks very swampy. What's on his screen? Okay, they're just like windows, I guess. Yeah, like files and stuff. Okay, cool. All right, let this run just a little bit longer, and never mind, we got the bus. That's what I was gonna wait for, is the bus. This blurry bus. I really wish they would make the bus in higher resolution. I zoom in on it, it looks blurry, even up close. But I get it. I understand. They didn't plan on people playing in 4K. I know. I can't click him until he's in his cell, so let's see what kind of disorder he has. He is an alcoholic. Okay, so if they all had the same disorder, I would make a specialized room. But for now, I'm just going to plop that guy down right there and send him to this room for therapy. Now, there's only 2 desks. Oh, we got somebody rehabilitated. Nice. We only have 2 desks, or 2 chairs, but one of them is rehabilitated now, which means he will not need to come to therapy anymore. This chair just freed up, right? We just got freed up space. So once his session is done, he will leave. And I think he'll be cleared too. So we'll be left with only him. Now, he's a lot alcoholic here. He's an alcoholic right here. So getting specialized training for him might be a good idea. Yeah, we just got another one here too. So why don't we go ahead and expand this room just a little bit. Just enough to get a second office. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create a therapy room. Well, I don't want to do that. It's expensive. These specialized therapy rooms are very pricey. The equipment you have to put in them is very pricey. Virtual reality stuff is very pricey. And so is sensory deprivation therapy. There's also, I don't know if it's a bug. It might be, or it might be intended. But sensory deprivation therapy is the only room I know of where you can't place more than one in an office. So like you can only treat one person at a time in there. And you might say, oh, it's because of, sensory deprivation, so you wouldn't have them together. Well, you put them in the deprivation tank. You put them in that water tank, right? And you can have more than one tank in there. The rooms and where you get that therapy are, they have more than one tank. At least they do in the movies. I've never been there, so I don't know. But in any case, we have a guy here who's going to use some of the water. Yep. They certainly do suck down the water on these drinking fountains, too. But we're producing way more than we need. Same thing with power. We're looking good. Food, we're looking good. Medicines, we're not producing yet, but we will. 17,000 in the bank, and we're just waiting for more prisoners. Guys, I'm going to leave this video here. If you haven't hit the like button yet, I hope you do. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Like the video, please, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.